What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jerome, and I'm here with the review for Married to Medicine, Season 6, Episode number 15, and it's titled Docs on the Dock 2.0. So, without further ado, we are going to get started with the video. Alright, so we start the episode out basically where the episode ended last week, was when the ladies left the winery, and, they were taking Mariah to the hospital. So, we see Mariah, she's at the hospital, and, all the women are still in the van, and they talking, and then we see the women. Collectively, we had Simone, Jackie, Contessa, Heavenly, Toya. We had all of them checking on Mariah just to see how Aiden was. We didn't see Quad check on her. But, I'm pretty sure Quad checked. I would hope she did. I would hope that Quad at least reached out to Mariah. Just say, hey, girl, I know we ain't in the best places right now. But, I want to make sure all is good with Aiden. So, that was nice to see. That was nice to really see all the women, including Heavenly, just be like, put all the bullshit aside and check on Mariah and see how Aiden was doing. I really did like that. All right, so now I'm gonna move over to Simone. So Simone, she is at the North House. She's on her computer. She's charting, and then Cecil comes downstairs where Simone is, and they're getting ready for one of the sessions with Dr. Ken. And Simone asks Cecil the question, "Do you think we should tell Dr. Ken about what happened at dinner?" And Cecil says, yes, I think we should tell him what happened. So then, they get on FaceTime with Dr. Ken. And, they start to tell him about what happened with the dinner, how it went, left fast. And, Cecil tells Dr. Ken that, when it comes down to Simone doesn't think that he takes accountability or, own up to what happened with him and his friend. And Cecil's thing is he believes that he did. And then, but he did let us know that what happened was it was his birthday and he went out with his friend. And Simone let us know, which she said last week, that, she has some issues in her family and work as well. And she told Cecil not to go, that if he left, he didn't need to worry about coming back. So Cecil left at the house, and then, 2 days later, she filed for divorce. So, then Dr. Ken starts to talk to us, Cecil. And, hold on. Oh, so yeah. So Dr. Ken asked Simone what has to happen in order for her to kind of let this go. So Simone says in order for her to let it go, Cecil cannot compare what he did to anything that she's done because she's never done anything nearly as bad as he did. So, and then, Dr. Ken is just like, can we not bring this up again? And, she said, I'll work on that. But then he said, you'll work on not bringing it up again. And she says, okay, I won't bring it up again. And if I do bring it up again, I owe Cecil $500 because $500 for her is a pair of shoes. And, I see both sides of this. I see where Simone is coming from. He's spending time with his friend as opposed to you when you're telling him not to do it. But then again, it's his friend. I don't know, because like I've said before in videos, my best friend, she's a woman, and she's married to her. She has a husband, and for some weird reason, her husband is jealous of me, which I'm not quite sure why. Because my friend and I, now I don't know how long Cecil and his friend were friends, but my best friend and I, we've been friends for 14 years. We've known each other since high school. So I don't know. I really don't know what to say, but I definitely see Simone and Cecil's side in this whole spectrum. All right, so next we're gonna move over to Toya. So Toya, Eugene, and the boys, they're going over to the new house, and looks like the house is coming along pretty nicely. So what they're gonna do today is they are going to write Bible verses in the foundation of the house, which I think that's pretty cool. So then, they start walking around the house, and, Toya, she starts to get choked up. And, as much as Toya does get on my nerves, I think that this is, I didn't get too annoyed by this because, looking at where Toya and Eugene have come from with the tax problems and everything, it's good to see them trying, it's good to see them doing this for themselves. Although I think it's a little rush and a little haste to be doing this, especially with a $2 million house. Like, I just hope that I hope that they don't put themselves back in the same financial situations that they were in before. So, I can only hope for the best when it comes to Toya and Eugene. Like I said, she broke down crying. I get why she did it, just looking at where they came from. But like I said, I just hope that with the setbacks that they had with the tax problems, I hope that it ingrained, ingrain some stuff in their brains. We can do this, but don't, just do things in moderation and, be better with your money. I just hope that's what they learn, to be better with their money going forward. All right, so now we got Jackie and Curtis. This season finale was actually kind of lackluster, to be honest with you, because there really wasn't much with any of the women. But we see Jackie, she and Curtis, they are pulled up. Now there's a house next to where they're looking at. I thought they were looking at that house that they pulled up in front of, but no. What happened was Jackie was driving and she saw a plot of land. So Jackie is envisioning what she wants to do, and I guess that since she and Curtis cannot come to an agreement on living in the suburbs or the city, she found this plot of land and she wants to build her own home, which I think that would be better since they couldn't agree on anything and they can't find anything that they both like. Why not just find some land, build what you want, get what you want, and also incorporate what he wants in the house. So cool. She's talking about how she's taking an idea from Toya with the 2-story closet. I'm like, Jackie, you got the money, so that ain't no problem. But yeah, it's just, this wasn't really much of anything in this episode. All right, and then we have Quad. She is over at Sister Circle Live. She's in her hair and makeup chair, getting ready for the show. Then we see Heavenly and Contessa. They pull up, there to support Quad. So then they go in there, they talk to Quad, and they talk about they're gonna sit in the audience. And no shade to Sister Circle Live. I don't watch the show like that, but I had no idea that they had the budget for an audience. Just saying, because I've watched it here and there, and I've always wondered, is it a studio audience there or is it just them talking to the camera? So I guess so. I guess they got a little audience. Did not know that. But again, I don't watch that show like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it with that. Like I said, there was nothing much to the season finale. It was kind of lackluster. I think everything is gonna happen in the reunion, which is a 3-part reunion, which I'm really excited for. So I'm just gonna move on to the next person, which is Mariah. All right, so with Mariah, she is on her phone. She's recording from her phone, and she's letting us know that Aiden has been in the hospital for 3 days at this point. And it's possible that since he works in the ER, it is highly possible that he got it from a patient that he took care of. Which those ER doctors, they go through a lot because they see a lot of weird kind of stuff coming to that ER. And like I said, he's been there for 3 days. So then we see another scene where Mariah is taking Aiden home, and I think she said he was in the hospital for over a week at this point. And he was talking about the bedside manner, how they came in there so many times to check his blood pressure, which that is true. That shit is fucking annoying. Like when I was in the hospital with my mom before she passed away, man, one night I was asleep on the little couch in the because in the hospital in my hometown, there's a heart hospital. My mom was in a heart hospital, and it's really fancy, really nice. So there was a nice pull-out couch. I was sleeping on the couch, and the nurse knocked on the door. Miss Carter, we're here to check your blood pressure. I'm like, it is 3:00 in the morning. Like, can y'all? And then they turn the lights on. I'm like, motherfucker, you don't turn them lights off. But they had to do their job, and I did appreciate them for that. So I'm gonna move over to the doctors. Before I even move over, she was asking Aiden about the doctors on the doc party. Since he just got out the hospital, she said, "Do you think I should cancel it or should I keep it?" He says to keep it, and I guess the reason why he wants to keep it is just to lift his spirits and just to be thankful for being here. So they're gonna have the doctors on the doc party, which she hasn't had that one in 5 years. She hasn't had one since season 1 of Married to Medicine. All right, so now we got the doctors on the dock party. Now it's raining, and Mariah's like, "Oh, with these girls, you can't have the rain because the hairs are gonna get messed up." And she's talking about how with this doctor's on the dock party, She don't want it to be anything like the first Doctors on the Dock party with season 1 when Quad was going at it with Carrie. And damn, looking at Quad from season 1 to now, big improvement. Because the wig that she had on there, you can see her big ass forehead. Carrie looked a hot mess. They all looked a hot fucking mess on season 1. Woo, the budget has come a long way with all these women. So all the ladies show up. And, we had I think Dr. Jarrett was there and her husband Contessa and Dr. Scott. Quad was there by herself. Simone and Cecil, Jackie and Curtis, who knocked over one of them glasses. I'm like, God damn, you big lurch ass nigga. Damn. How you knock that shit over? Who else do we have there? Toya and Eugene were there. I think I said everybody. And we had Heavenly and Damon there, which I was surprised but not surprised that Heavenly and Damon were there. With this being a season finale party, pretty much she had to be there regardless of if she liked Mariah or not. So whatever. So then Mariah's talking to the girls. So there's 2 separate spots. So the women had their little spot and the men had their spot, and then there's a guy there rolling Cuban cigars for them. So Mariah's telling the girls how she and Heavenly met up in church, and they started to make amends with each other and started new with one another. And then we see Dr. Damon and he and Mama Lucy are talking. And, Heavenly is over there noticing that. And in her interview, she's like, well, I think Mama Lucy like you. Yeah, Mama Lucy like him a lot more than he like your ass. That's what that is. And I think Mama Lucy just said, hey, there go Damon. Let me mess with Damon just for the fuck of it. No, I don't think Mama Lucy would do that. Actually, yes, she would. So, then we see Toya. Her and Eugene are talking. And, she's talking about, they talking about taking some cigars home with them. Cool. But then the thing that annoyed me with Toya in this scene was the fact that she said, be nice to that girl. And he's like, who? She said Contessa. And I'm like, why are you bringing up Contessa? So the reason why Toya decided to bring up Contessa again is because of the comment that Contessa made last week about them having the same BMI. Like, Toya, are you, like, really, Toya? Like, y'all, when you first got there, you and Contessa were talking, having a conversation with each other. Even Quad was like, they both put on a fake face. But now you want to sit here talking about be nice to her? Like, what the fuck? I'm kind of wondering if the editing was off, if maybe that happened first and then the whole conversation between Toya, Contessa, and Quad happened. I'm wondering if editing did that. But, and she was like, she called you fat. Like, what kind of doctor does that? And I'm glad that Eugene said it, because that was the same thing that I was thinking. When he said, well, I've lost weight, but I'm not skinny. Exactly. He's not skinny, so what the fuck? She's telling the truth. He's a big dude. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but he is a bigger guy. So, what the fuck? And according to the BMI, he probably is overweight for what his height is, his weight, his height, weight, and age. He probably is obese. I don't get how BMIs are done, but 9 times out of 10, Eugene is probably obese for his BMI. So Toya needs to shut the fuck up. Like, doctors will tell you, based on your BMI, you are a little bit obese, and they will try to recommend stuff for you to do to get your BMI in check. Like, Toya gets on my fucking nerves. So, so then we have the men. They are all sitting together. And Eugene is telling Aiden that he had the meningitis as well, and Damon said the same thing. So then Aiden is talking about how he invited Greg to the party, but Greg asked was Quad coming, and he said that if Quad is coming, he wasn't coming. Which, that's gonna be some shit going forward if Quad and Dr. G are still on the show next season. So then the guys are all like, maybe at some point Quad and Dr. G can be friends with each other. I'm like, on what planet? Mars, Saturn, Uranus? Like, that shit ain't gonna never happen, them two being friends. The fuck? So, yeah, so then we see Quad, Contessa, and Heavenly. They're all sitting down talking to one another. And basically, Quad is just telling them, thank you for coming to Sister Circle Live. You guys have been supportive of me, unlike the other women. I'm like, oh my God, can you just say thank you for supporting me? You didn't have to throw the other woman under the bus. Like, I don't think that was called for, but it's quiet and whatever. So Heavenly, we see her talking to Jackie and Simone. She tells them how it felt good to have a conversation with Mariah, and she's like, why do y'all try to put this together? And Jackie and both Simone said, that was something that you had to do. You had to get to the point where you can sit down with Mariah, which is true. You can put them together all day, every day, but if one or both of them were not ready to have a conversation with one another, it was never gonna happen. They were gonna continue to clash, argue, cuss, your mama, everything like that. So what Simone said was absolutely 100% true. All right, so then we see Jackie. She's talking to Quad, and then Jackie and I think Simone both said that they just want to do better at supporting Quad, which I'm like, okay, Sister Circle Live. I don't know if I would really support that, but if y'all want to do it, go for it. So then we see Mariah. She wants to thank everybody for coming out to support. She really wanted to do this for Aiden. And then she tells the whole group that they went to church, and y'all, can I be messy for a minute? Heavily cussed in church, and that was pretty much the end of the episode. So, like I said, the season finale was just not a lot in there, but it was okay. It was decent. So now we move over to the dramatic, as they said on the preview, the dramatic 3-part reunion, which, that's gonna be an interesting reunion. And let me speak on one of the things that I noticed in the reunion looks. Heavenly, when it came to Heavenly's lace front, like I could literally see all of Heavenly's lace. I'm like, Heavenly, whoever did your lace, you should fire them, because that camera picked it up and it looked horrible. Like, we are usually talking about Contessa's lace front wigs, but Heavenly's lace front wig looked worse than Contessa's. But I will see you guys later on for Real Housewives of Atlanta tomorrow. So like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys later tomorrow.